Yeah.
So what's your karaoke song?
Oh, I love karaoke.
Same.
Oh, honestly, isn't it just the best?
It's
like
the
something
greatest thing on earth.
everyone can get involved in. Doesn't matter your level of singing or whatever. You just.
If anything, it's better when you are worse.
I think so too. It's like my pool playing skills. You know, they just are terrible, and it's fun. Favorite song on karaoke?
Yeah. It's a big question.
I think If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys.
Great. See, that's the answer of someone that can actually sing.
I do love that song.
Mine is, at the moment, I can do a pretty good Shaggy impersonation. So it's either It Wasn't Me or Angel by Shaggy.
Absolutely awesome.
Alright, so Abby, thanks for taking the time to chat music with us. We'll start with an obvious place. How did you get into music to begin with?
It was a very natural thing for me. I sort of never thought I'm going to do music. It was just something that I always gravitated towards. So it was pulling a chair into the middle of the lounge, jumping up and singing my favourite, lullabies or songs I'd learnt on Disney movies. Little Mermaid is a big one for me.
And how would you describe your sound for someone that hasn't heard you?
I would say that my sound has evolved a lot over the last year or so. I am heavily influenced by blues and soul music, and you'll find a lot of that on my last release, my EP, Only Human. I would say my new sort of sound is more pop-based or more current sounding, almost a bit electro pop with like a soul vocal. Yep.
And what predicated that switch? Was it just a natural progression, or?
Yeah, I guess it was my love for blues and soul. I was really hanging on to that, and I think I was quite focused. And with the new album that I was working on, it was about sort of just relaxing and really welcoming ideas from the producer that I was working with, and just embracing something new.
Letting the music come to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love all types of music, and I really wanted to challenge myself and just step out of my comfort zone musically.
Can you tell me a little bit about the first song that you wrote?
Yeah, the first song that I wrote, I can't remember exactly how old I was, but it was called Little Birds, and it was just like a short little poem, and it was cool. Yeah, it was, I've never actually told anyone the lyrics, but little birds everywhere eating seed in despair. That was like my first little song ever.
So music is something that's truly been with you for most of your life.
I don't know who I'd be without it. I just love it so much. I love everything about it.
And what exactly does music at its core mean to you?
Life, connection. I sang overseas in a show band for a little while, and in different countries like Dubai and Indonesia, and you can be completely unable to speak with each other, word-wise, but as soon as you're on stage and you're playing a song, people get you. It doesn't matter.
How do you think that stuff like social media has changed music?
Oh, it's just so accessible, and I'm just so happy for the youth of today. I mean, everyone across the board, I'm happy for everyone, but I love the opportunities that are there for the youth, from just being able to have an idea, how easy it is to record it. I used to rock around with a tape recorder. I still have my tape recorders, not in use, but and then they can just upload and just sort of get feedback. I do think that there are some downsides as well, but I think that the positives outweigh the negatives. Yeah.
So it doesn't disappoint you that people aren't really buying albums anymore?
No, I think that change is the only constant. I think that change is good most of the time, and that there are people that will always love buying a hard copy of something. I'm one of those people. I believe in supporting, whether that's buying online or a CD, but yeah, there'll be people that want a hard copy, and then there'll be people that only know buying on iTunes.
So who inspired you when you were getting into music, and as a follow-up, who do you think inspires your sound now the most? I
was absolutely inspired by people like Etta James. The just raw emotion in her voice, it's just so beautiful, and I adore singing her songs. I love Lauryn Hill, the lyrics that she puts together, and just the amazing control she has over her voice just blows me away every time I listen. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of my favourite albums. Who else? Whitney Houston was a big one for me. I remember listening to her voice and having the tape recorder ready, or maybe not me, but someone recording it, and I'd just listen over and over and try and understand how she was making the sounds she was making with her voice. Mariah Carey is another one. She was just amazing. Watching her sashay across the stage in a golden sparkly dress was just, a dream. And I have since, worn a sparkly dress and been able to, it's amazing. So I guess those are some of my major influences.
And how about now?
Now, so right at this moment, I am loving sort of intensely soulful sort of lyrics and vocals, but with more of a current sort of sound. So like, I'm liking Flume and Jack Garrett. Yeah, he is fabulous. There's some great sounds there. So many. James Blake, I think his name is. Limit to Your Love is a great song. But yeah, just inspired by just music in general. It's inspiration is everywhere.
Aren't afraid to bring their emotion into their music.
I love emotion. I love realness. And I try and bring that with my music. Always try and write from a real place.
Can you talk to me a little bit about your songwriting process? How do the songs come?
So for a long time, because I don't read music, so it can be tricky, and I don't play an instrument. So I was told from a young age that I wouldn't be able to write songs, and I just thought, whatever. So I write songs, but I write them from my head, if that makes any sense. So I will hear words and melody together. So like if I'm looking at the tree and I think it's a good looking tree, it might be, the tree is green, but it's got a melody to it. And then it just builds like a song. And then afterwards I'll work with someone to put in the chords and sort of structure it around that. With this most recent album, that was more sort of current sounding, I worked with a fabulous producer and worked through Woodcut Studios in Auckland. And so some of the songs would start with an idea that came from the producer or a beat, and that sort of really helped to come out with a different vibe.
So how do you balance being a musician with everything else that occupies your life?
I think it's something that you trial and error and you learn from doing. I am really good now at not procrastinating, and I'm really focused on my goals, so I want to keep moving forward. I dedicate time each day to listening to new music, sort of hunting through social media, just trying to keep my finger on the pulse type thing, and trying to get involved with as many different.
And what is the goal? Like, where would you like to go with music?
I would love to be collaborating with fabulous artists that inspire me, and New Zealand artists too. I'm very passionate about the New Zealand music scene. I would love to be travelling and touring, singing my own original music, and making enough money to survive, not fussed on millions. I just would like to be able to work in music.
I'm really interested in people that actually make their passions their vocation. Is that a scary thing, or does it motivate you?
It's not something that I think I ever had a choice in. I no longer have a day job. I am full music, and that does not mean I'm making enough money to live. It just means that I choose to
make this your life.
Make this my life. And I find that since I've put my money where my mouth is, opportunities are coming up. Like, I'm really focused and I'm not scared anymore.
Wow, that's awesome. Random question. What do you do with your wallet when you're on stage?
There have been a few times where I've sort of forgotten I've got my bag on the shoulder. I look like an idiot, but it makes for a good story. Other than that, I'm just really, I just trust. I just leave my bag all over the place. My car's unlocked, my house is unlocked.
You'd be surprised how many different answers I get to that one. That's not like asking it.
No, it's a great question. Where do I leave my wallet?
That's fascinated me almost more than anything about music. And do you have any pre-show rituals to get you in the zone?
I'm not a chilled out artist. I am a stressor. So I will probably start talking a mile a minute, asking really stupid questions.
Like the wallet one?
No, it's a good question. I'm sort of going to keep an eye on that now. I get really, I tell really bad dad jokes, and I just talk.
Can you give me an example of a really bad dad joke you might tell?
I can actually. This is one of my very own creations that my friends hate. Why do you never invite a more pork to a barbecue?
Okay, why?
Because he always wants more pork.
Wow.
It's bad, I know
That
it's
keeps
bad.
you in the zone.
Yeah, that's one of my jokes.
And where's your favourite place to play?
Oh, right now I am just vibing with the Portland Public House.
Oh,
I love intimate
great
gigs.
venue.
Yeah, it's just, and the people there, like the amazing people that help with the sound setup and the people behind the bar, they're just quality. So, and I love the mood lighting and you know, you're just right there with the audience.
And what's something that the New Zealand public, the listening public, and fans of music should know about ABBIE?
That I am keen to connect with them. I'd love to hear their thoughts on my music. I'd love to see them at a show, talk to them. I'm really passionate, and I guess I just want to make and share my music.
And what are some of the ways that fans can connect with you?
I am smattered across many social platforms these days, from Instagram, which is a lot of fun. You'll see some coffee pictures on there later today. Instagram, so ABBIE Music 09, Facebook, ABBIE Music NZ, SoundCloud, you can listen to some of my tracks. I have a website, www.abbie.co.nz.
ABBIE, is music something that runs in the family, or
Good
did you break the
question.
mould?
Oh, yes, I'm a bit of a black sheep there. Mum and Dad don't sing, although Dad has always threatened to take me to karaoke and show me how it's done. Never came through on that. So
What would his karaoke song be?
I don't know. I think it might be something Johnny Cash or something dupe. You know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Mum, I don't know. I've never really heard her, sing a tune. My sisters and brothers don't sing. My son, no singing there yet, although I like to think he can hold a tune. I believe my nana could sing or play the piano. I did hear my nana sing once. She's in a home, and I wanted to sing her Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh, nice.
I think it was Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and she actually started singing along, and she had a beautiful voice, and that was amazing. And then I went back a couple of years later, and I thought, I'll sing her a song, and I tried to sing it to her, and she said, "Does this one do this often?" Like she didn't remember really who I was, and she just said, "Does this one do this often?" And she just wanted me to shut up. But no, I don't think it's really something that's been learnt or I've been exposed to as such. It's just something that I was born loving.
Yeah. And what's on the horizons for you? What's next?
I am always writing new music, listening to music, so I guess I'm looking forward to recording again. I feel like I've learnt so much through this last recording process and just collaborating with amazing people.
I've got one more question. If you could collaborate with any musician, currently working or not, could be someone from way back when, who would it be?
Probably Vic Runga.
Oh, right.
She was actually another real inspiration for me. Sway and Drive just, made my heart cry as a little girl. I love their just the honesty in those songs. They're so beautiful. Yeah, I think she's amazing.
Yeah.